Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The former leader of the Winnebago County Republican Committee is arrested. The charges Eli Nicolosi faces tonight.
And the death count climbs, and cleanup is really just starting in the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. Rescue crews search for people who still may be trapped. Plus, a ribbon cutting's held for the state line's first cannabis craft grow. The reason it's so big for the state. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy. And I'm Eric Wilson. We have some more information about the death of a 4-year-old boy. A car hit him over the weekend. It happened Saturday morning at a sports complex on Prairie Avenue in Beloit. Police say Jack Bauman was wearing cleats while walking in the parking lot. He slipped and fell, and the driver couldn't see him. The boy was taken to the hospital where he died. Police say the driver will not face charges. Tomorrow would have been Jack's 5th birthday. His friends and the community are planning a special event to honor the little boy. It will start at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon at Prairie Hill Elementary, where his mom's a teacher. The procession will then snake through the neighborhood. Everyone is encouraged to wear blue, Jack's favorite color. The former head of the Winnebago County Republican Party is in jail. He's accused of beating up his wife's boyfriend. Eli Nicolosi is charged with home invasion, aggravated battery, and violating an order of protection. According to court documents, Nicolosi's wife called police last night saying Eli was beating up her boyfriend. She has an order of protection against him, barring him from the Loves Park house. A Loves Park police officer later pulled over Nicolosi. The officer said Nicolosi had dried blood on his hands and knuckles. He refused medical treatment and was booked into the jail. The victim was taken to the hospital with a ripped earlobe, black eye, and scratches and a bite mark on his back. Eli and his wife are currently going through a divorce. A Rockford man learns how long he'll spend behind bars for illegally owning a machine gun. 20-year-old Thomas Brooks Jr. will spend 8 years in prison. Brooks pled guilty earlier this year to a charge of illegal firearm possession. As a previously convicted felon, he was prohibited by federal law from owning firearms. Back in November of last year, Brooks admitted to possessing a handgun with a switch device that turns the gun fully automatic. A Dixon man's arrested after being accused of starting a house fire. Last Thursday, first responders were called to Madison Avenue, just south of West 3rd Street, for a burning house. Officers met with a man outside. Firefighters quickly put out the fire. Investigators believe 42-year-old John Sandusky started the fire. He was taken into custody today. Sandusky is charged with residential arson. He's in the Lee County Jail on $150,000 bond. Now to the latest on the aftermath of Hurricane Ian and the cleanup efforts across southwestern Florida. The death toll continues to rise. At least 98 are confirmed dead across 2 states, Florida and North Carolina. Search and rescue operations are still underway as crews work to find anyone who might still be trapped by floodwaters. Rena Roy has more from Fort Myers.
Riding through Fort Myers, it's clear there is a long road ahead for those who call this place home.
You can see that area is just completely wiped out.
These houses completely destroyed. Days after Hurricane Ian made landfall nearby, fire alarms still blaring. The cleanup just getting started.
Pool of water right over there.
Patty McIver is showing us what's left of her home.
Here is the water line to where it came.
And it's not much.
So you pretty much lost everything.
Coming here and looking at it, I never imagined it would be this bad.
New satellite images show the widespread devastation in Fort Myers. This was pre-Ian, this is after. Sanibel Island also decimated. Rescue teams combing southwest Florida.
There's more urban search and rescue teams in Florida now than in any one place in American history since September 11th.
Hundreds of thousands of customers still without power.
They're still working on the power. Yeah. You know, you deal with it.
We have ice and we have grills, and that's what we're doing. We're using that.
Volunteers stepping in to help people get essentials like water and food. Nonprofit Mercy Kitchen giving out 22,000 hot meals on Sunday alone.
We're getting the request from that one person that says, my mother is there and she's still trapped in her home. Can you take her a meal and a bottle of water? It's meeting the need, and you find where the need is, and then you go and you do whatever you have to do to take care of that need.
Officials say power should be restored for most by Friday, but for the hardest hit communities, it could be much longer. Rena Roy, ABC News, Fort Myers, Florida.
We've partnered with our sister station WFLA in Tampa to gather donations for Red Cross relief efforts in Ian's aftermath. If you scan the QR code on your screen with your phone, that will direct you to our Red Cross donation page. You can also find a link to donate at mystateline.com.
Planned Parenthood takes steps to make it easier for women living in states that ban abortion to travel to Illinois for the procedure. The organization will soon open its first mobile abortion clinic in southern Illinois, the first of its kind in the country.
This 37-foot mobile abortion clinic will help reduce travel distances, wait times, and other logistical barriers profoundly impacting patients in neighboring states where abortion is now banned.
As the largest network of abortion providers in the country, Planned Parenthood knows that it has a responsibility to take risk, to innovate, and to act boldly to ensure what little is left of abortion access remains protected.
Planned Parenthood says it plans to start offering consultations and providing abortion pills from that mobile clinic by the end of the year. Since Roe v. Wade was overturned in June, the group says there's been nearly a four-fold increase in patients coming from outside Missouri or Illinois to its abortion clinic in downstate Fairview Heights.
A state line hospital is no longer taking inpatient pediatric cases. FHN Memorial Hospital in Freeport began the policy today. Pediatric services will still be available in the emergency department. Office visits and outpatient surgical care will still be provided. Administrators say the volume of patients wasn't enough to keep the department running. Kids needing inpatient care will be transferred to other regional hospitals like UW Swedish American and OSF Children's Hospital of Illinois, Peoria.
In Rockford, the Illinois Department of Agriculture welcomed the state's first cannabis craft grower. Starbuds is on Forest View Road, just east of Alpine Road. It's the first of more than 340 licenses given out in the last year to open its doors. Of the 2021 licensing cohort, of which Starbuds is part, 67% of those licensees identified as non-white. Starbuds is part of that percentage. It's majority black-owned. A member of IDOA is happy to finally see a grower open up, especially after COVID.
So to finally get through that for an equity company here to get up and running, to be the first in the state, it's a big deal. Right? There have been a lot of challenges in this industry. Illinois has been a leader, and Starbuds here is a leader. Rockford is a leader in getting this industry up and going.
Since 2021, the department's issued almost 90 craft grow licenses, 54 infuser licenses, and 189 transporter licenses. After months of falling prices, gas prices continue to climb for a second week,
with the price per gallon rising 15 cents in the past week. According to Gas Buddy, the average gallon of gas is $4.05 in the Forest City. The cheapest gas station was selling gas at $3.34, while the most expensive is selling at $4.39. Things could get worse if OPEC decides to cut production. The group will meet Wednesday to consider cutting oil output by 1 million barrels a day. A cut is expected to inflict the most financial pain on Western consumers already struggling with high energy costs. The Supreme Court kicked off its new term this morning.
In their first case, the justices will decide the scope of the EPA's authority over wetlands under the Clean Water Act. DC's Anna Wernicke is in Washington with more.
Clean water! Clean water! Supporters of the Clean Water Act gathered outside the steps of the Supreme Court Monday.
Justices are hearing arguments that would throw out 50 years of clean water protection.
Tom Cannon, the CEO of American Rivers, says the Clean Water Act's fate is in the hands of the 9 justices.
In Sackett v. EPA, the Idaho landowners are asking the court to exempt their land from costly federal permitting requirements.
They say the wetlands on their property shouldn't qualify as the waters of the United States the EPA is charged with protecting.
They were threatened with significant civil and administrative penalties, and of course also the continuing liability of having to restore the property to the way it was before they began any work.
The Sackett's lawyers argued that their clients were also threatened with criminal penalties.
If you destroy wetlands, you will negatively impact the quantity and quality of the water in our rivers and streams.
But Bob Wendelgas with Clean Water Action says stripping wetlands of federal protection will be devastating.
If the Sackett petitioners get their way, all of those sources will be at risk, and we will all be drinking dirtier water.
The Supreme Court is expected to release their decision early next year. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
The two major party candidates for Illinois governor have agreed to two debates that you can see over on our sister station, Fox 39. J.B. Pritzker and Darren Bailey will go head-to-head this Thursday at 7 p.m. live from Illinois State University's campus. If you have questions you want the candidates to answer, scan that QR code you see on your screen right now to submit one, or find the link at mystateline.com.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it has been an absolutely gorgeous Monday, a nice way to start our first full week of October. We take a live look with our Supply Corps camera here, looking at the Rock River over downtown Rockford. This brought to us by Window World. Color starting to pop a little more in some of the leaves. You may have noticed that here over the last couple of days, and I think these next couple of weeks we'll really start to see those colors kind of shine bright here over the course of tonight, tomorrow, into the end of the week and the weekend too, especially with these warmer days and cooler nights. If you have any fall photos you would like to share, see King at WTVO.com. Would love to see those pictures. Fall harvest has started up in some cases, and over the next couple of weeks it'll really start to pick up. Maybe you've got those fall decorations out, or maybe you have a very vibrant red or orange tree in your front yard. Would love to see those pictures. It has been a nice day and a nice evening too to get out and enjoy. 70 in Rockford, 69 in Freeport, 67 in Monroe, 70 currently in Janesville, 69 for our weather watcher Mike here just north of Forreston. Lots of sunshine. You've got a light breeze and mostly clear skies. That clear sky will translate into the night tonight, which means our temperatures will once again drop back into the low 40s. But with some sunshine for tomorrow, we make it back into the low 70s for tomorrow afternoon. Cooler nights, warmer days through at least Wednesday, but then some changes come by Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, we'll really start to feel those temperatures drop. Frosty mornings going into the weekend, and afternoon temperatures staying on the colder side as highs struggle to make it up near the 50-degree mark, especially on Friday. We've got a blocking pattern that's been with us through the weekend, and that stays with us here through tonight, tomorrow, and some of Wednesday. The blocking pattern, the result of low pressure out to the west, the remnants of Ian out to the east, so it buckles that jet stream up to the north. This is really what has kept us pretty quiet. But it's that low pressure system off to the northwest that'll pull a cold front through, and then we had a second cold front. That second push of air actually coming in from the Arctic Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. So that's really going to bring those temperatures down too. Highs on Friday struggle to make it to 50 degrees, if not low 50s, and we could be dealing with freezing temperatures, the number getting down to 32 once we get into Friday night, early Saturday morning, and we'll likely see some frost then as well. Winds are also going to pick up on Thursday behind that front. Thursday afternoon, winds will be gusting to 35 miles per hour. So it is going to feel a lot different from when you wake up Thursday morning to when you go to bed Thursday night, and it'll feel a lot colder when you wake up Friday morning too. Low 40s for us here as we go through the night tonight. You get a little more cloud cover during the day tomorrow, some of those higher wispy cirrus clouds. The clouds then thicken up as we go through the afternoon on Wednesday. Sprinkle light shower possible late Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and we'll hold on to that chance, guys, as we go into Thursday. Temperatures, I think highs will make it into the 60s, but then by the late afternoon, evening, we'll feel those numbers drop. Winds will pick up 37. We've got enough of a wind, so not a lot of frost potential Thursday night, but we'll see that return Friday night, and then again on Saturday, a slow rebound back in temperatures by the weekend.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
We are 4 games into this NFL season, and I've seen nothing from the Bears that has surprised me at all. They are who I thought they were, a team that's not very good, a team that lacks weapons on offense. And before the season started, I predicted the Bears would go 5-12. That still sounds about right. This offensive line is subpar. We knew that coming in. The interior of the defensive line is not good. We knew that coming in. They're getting run all over the place. 262 yards rushing for the Giants yesterday. We knew the receiving core would be one of the worst in the NFL. We can now call it the worst. The Bears don't have receivers who can get separation, and that gives Justin Fields little chance to succeed. That's why Fields runs with the ball so much. Fields is also inaccurate with short and medium passes. He can't read a blitz even when everybody else watching knows that one is coming. And he doesn't have a hot read to dump the ball off to when a blitz does come. And now I fear Fields won't handle this adversity well. He's a guy who everything came easy to in high school and at Ohio State because he was on far superior teams. He had wide open receivers, and he was athletically so much better than everyone else. He was heaped with praise all his life. Now that's changing. And the Bears coaches are going ultra-conservative because they know the Bears are overmatched talent-wise. The coaches are just hoping to hang in there, hoping their opponent makes some mistakes that give the Bears the game. Yeah, the Bears are who we thought they were, a complete mess. Well, any thoughts of Aaron Rodgers winning a third straight MVP award can be brushed aside. It's not going to happen, not with the lack of weapons the Packers have at receiver. Rodgers hasn't exactly played consistently well either. That first half yesterday was miserable. I expect the Packers rookie receivers to get better as the weeks go by, but this team needs a veteran receiver in his prime. It's time to go after Odell Beckham Jr. They should have grabbed Jarvis Landry over the summer before the Saints did. Banking on Randall Cobb, Allen Lazard, and a bunch of green kids was never a smart move by Brian Gutekunst. If the Packers were in the AFC, they'd be a middle-of-the-road team. They're fortunate to be in the NFC, where they can still be one of the best teams.
Our first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Skies will stay clear here as we go through the night tonight. Temperatures back down into the low 40s. So a little cold start tomorrow, but we will warm quickly just like we did for today. A few more clouds. Cloud cover increases Wednesday, Thursday, and then we really see the temperatures fall by the end of the week.
All right. Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.